Welcome to the Perfect Genetics Challenge, Generation 2, Episode 26. And there's Poppy and Owen enjoying the spring riders at home. Poppy is Owen's imaginary friend made real, and she has got a lot of learning to do. She's done her main childhood skills, but she's got a few others to learn. But I'll probably age them both up to teen very soon. I won't worry about her getting to the top of logic and those sort of things that I usually do with children that are born in the game, because she was made real and she can learn those skills when she's a teen or even as a young adult. It looks like she's planning to sleep in the treehouse tonight. She just climbed up the ladder and there the lights have come on in the treehouse. You remember the 8 Wigglesworth bears that I placed on the floor in the nursery a couple of episodes ago? And they've been gradually getting turned into vampire gnomes. It looks like the bears have all been converted to gnomes now. There's lots of vampire gnomes there, but no more little Wigglesworth bears. Denise had a wish that required her to do lots of exercise. I think she needed to get up to another level in the athletic skills, so she's working out in front of the TV. Denise's mother, Cindy, talking to Cindy's father, her father. Cindy was the heir of Olivia, who was the founder, and Don is the husband of Olivia, and Cindy is their daughter who got the mother's hair and eye colour. And she is the mother of Denise and Daryl, as well as another set of twins. There's Daryl at the far right of the screen, and his imaginary friend made real sitting next to him, and Denise's imaginary friend made real, Riley, just walked off. You can just see Cindy's husband Bill standing there behind Byron with the curly blonde hair. This is Donna. She is Cindy's heir and has recently aged up to teen. She's sitting on a bench outside the school and is reading, for the second time, the book Demand Excellence or You'll Get Mediocrity. She's got that opportunity twice now, and she has read the book twice. She read the book already and now she's reading it again. So hopefully she won't get the opportunity a third time. I've never had this happen to a sim before. Something's going strange with this game. And that woman that just walked in front of her, that's a paparazzi, and another paparazzi's there across the street. And Donna is one of a set of twins as well. Cindy and Bill always have twins. There's Denise and Daryl were the first set, and then Donna and Debbie. And Donna is the one that ended up with her mother's hair and eye colour, so she's the heir. After she finished reading that book, she went home and found herself reading a bedtime story to little Poppy. Downstairs in the kitchen dining area, Sims are either eating or reading. The ones who are reading are reading recipes or skill books. Looks like 2 of them might be reading recipes. The one with the red hair, that is Lola. She's an imaginary friend made real of Debbie, and that's Debbie sitting there with the black hair and the blue top and shorts on. And the Debbie is a twin who was born with Donna. She's Donna's twin sister. Donna's walked off. She's got something out of the fridge that she wants to eat, but she doesn't want to eat it here with the rest of them by the look of it. There's another eating area outside, and this is where she's gone, and that is her future husband sitting there in the yellow t-shirt, and Byron's showed up as well. I've just recently introduced Clark Willis to the household to give him an opportunity to learn some skills and to get to know his future wife. I did this earlier with Cindy and Bill. I put Bill into the household as a teen originally, then he aged up, and then Cindy aged up when she was ready, and they got married and started having babies. They've had 4 so far, 2 sets of twins, although she's now pregnant again because I let them do a risky woohoo where they had a 10% chance of pregnancy, and of course she got pregnant. I wasn't particularly happy about that, but well, I guess we'll just go with it and see what happens. I know one thing for sure, it'll be twins. And now Debbie's arrived, got something out of the fridge. Don't know why she came out here. She was in with the special fridge earlier, but I think those 2 fridges are linked. Craig's cleaning up. Simon Noam is sitting in his usual spot just beside the sink. At least he doesn't completely block the sink. Oh, he found a seed. That was good. It looks like Clark and Donna are starting to get on quite well together. Taking the time to get to know each other and becoming friends. That's good, because as soon as they're aged up to young adults, they're going to be getting married. And they will start having babies. That'll be generation 3. Cindy's pregnancy seems to have gone a lot faster than I had expected. I wasn't ready for this. She's about to give birth. So I better head off to the hospital. I'm sure it's going to be twins, but I could be mistaken. She's got that baby bump and she's leaning backwards trying to balance it out. She definitely looks pregnant, but she won't be for much longer. They're off to the hospital. At least Bill's going with her, and she's not driving herself. But I wasn't expecting babies in this episode. But here we are. We're going to have them. Here they are at the hospital. Oh, and Bill's all excited. She walks straight through the flower bed. In she goes. He'll go in there with her and stay with her until she's finished having the baby. Could be 2, could be 1. I don't think there's any chance of them only being 1. I haven't checked. I didn't use the mod to check, but I reckon there cannot possibly be only 1 because they've had twins every time so far. There we go. It's a baby boy. Let's give him a name that's starting with D that we haven't already used. Damien. Give him a couple of traits to get started. Loves the outdoors. And eccentric. Another one, I told you was going to be twins. And this one's a little girl. And we called her Eunice. And she is going to be disciplined and eccentric. Here comes Cindy with little Damien in her arms. Hopefully Bill will have the other one. I was hoping they might come out with a basket, as I often do with twins, but with both parents being at the birth, they can carry a baby each. So there's no need for the basket. And head home now. We go back to the household, all trying to move them from one cot to the next constantly, so babies never get any chance to sleep. So it'll be mayhem for a while until they age up and become toddlers. And they arrive back at home with the babies, and I'll put them into their cots surrounded by vampire gnomes, which is why I will not be putting a teddy bear in a cot with either of those babies. I've had that experience before and I didn't like it. I had a teddy bear in the cot, and when I went back to check later on, the teddy bear wasn't there anymore. It had transformed into a vampire gnome that was still standing in the corner of the cot with the baby. I freaked out, and there is going to be no teddy bears in any of these cots for this pair of babies. They'll just have to learn to play with their imaginary friends and the other toys that are lying around the nursery. And Cindy and Bill share a celebratory hug after they safely bringing 2 babies home and putting them in their cots. And there's a random townie who's just walked in. You're going to have to make sure all the doors are locked. With so many Sims in the household, I don't have enough time to direct all of them to be doing something all of the time, and Olivia misses out on my attention quite a lot, and she makes up for it by constantly playing the guitar. And here she is outside when she should be sleeping, but she's outside playing the guitar, and there's little Poppy behind her. And there's little Oliver, he's up late. I want him and his imaginary friend made real Poppy aged up to teen soon, but not in this episode. The next morning, hopefully everybody got enough sleep last night, and now we're ready for the children and teens to head off to school, and some of the young adults need to go to work. Now Cindy's lifetime wish is to be a creature robot crossbreeder, and she's got to level 7 in the science career, and her husband Bill is at level 7 in the culinary career, and he wants to be a celebrated 5-star chef. So they both need to get to level 10 in their careers. I've also realised that Denise and Riley both want to be creature robot crossbreeders. So I'll get them into the science career before they head to Vice City. And the other one going to Vice City that we haven't got into a career yet is Byron. And his lifetime wish is to be a Renaissance sim, that is to get to level 10 in 3 skills. And he's already done that. He can go into any career. I sent Riley off to fish. He had a wish to improve his fishing skill. The best way to do that was to go fishing, I thought. So there he is. He's recently aged up to young adult. He is Denise's imaginary friend made real. They'll be going to live in Vice City shortly. He's now had his makeover, so that's what he's going to look like from now on. 2 green-skinned babies, so they got Cindy's skin colour. Nursery mayhem has begun, with everybody gathering in the nursery to swap the babies between different cots. That's Daryl there with his new hair. I wanted to find a hairstyle that would show the colours that he's got in his hair, that he inherited from his father. He got his mother's green skin. His father's got pink skin. And Cindy got the green skin from her father, Don. And that one on the left, that is Denise. She's had her makeover as well, and her mother in front of her. No, that's her grandmother in front of her, Olivia. And Lola's out in the greenhouse planting some of her seeds that she picked up at the Stone's Throw greenhouse in town. She's got past level 7 in gardening now, so she can plant special seeds and rare seeds as well. So she's done enough gardening, but she'll probably keep doing it for a while, but she doesn't have to do any more. And little Bindy's there playing with a toy, chewing it. There's a lot of toys being gathered up here in the greenhouse. I was surprised to be able to plant a seed on the same spot where a toy is lying. And Lana is also up to level 7 in gardening now, I believe, and she's planting some of the seeds that she collected at the Stone's Throw greenhouse earlier. I think both of them are up to level 7 in gardening, so they don't need to garden much more, but they will. They'll keep doing it. But they've got lots of other things to do, lots of recipes to learn, fishing skill to develop, and read fishing bait books. There's Denise after her makeover with the blue top on. The others are all sitting there reading, growing their skills. Denise has got to go buy a book. If I can't find a book that they need to read, I just get them to buy it. They've got massive amounts of simoleons, so they can just buy it. Clark has now started working on his gardening skill. He's got quite a way to go, but he'll get there. He's going to stay in this household permanently though, so his training isn't as urgent as some of the others that have to learn things before they move out. Don's got an opportunity to deliver 10 outstanding steaks, and in return he will receive 6 seeds for the omni plant, and he'll be able to plant the omni plant seeds, and he'll be able to order new seeds through the mailbox. I haven't had an omni plant in my game for years. I don't usually have them, I find them a bit boring. But I was thinking, he's got a death fish in his inventory. I might feed it the death fish so it will grow lots of more death fish, and then we can all have ambrosia. I noticed a group of 3 vampire gnomes all floating in the air watching the TV, and I tried really hard to get some of them on the video. The position they were in, it was pretty much impossible. So many things in the way. I would have had to knock down walls and all sorts of things to get the picture I wanted, but this is the best I could do. Then later on I got them from another angle. I just thought it was amusing. The gnomes keep turning that TV on all the time, and I keep turning it off because it's really loud and annoying. There they are again. You can see them all just floating in the air watching the TV. That's Riley's painting. He's finished it now. I want him to take it to Vice City with him. I'm going to miss this for young adults that have just aged up. Denise, Daryl, Byron and Riley. But we do need to shrink the number of Sims in this household. It's way too full at the moment. Riley has joined the science career and he's decided to wear his graduation robes to work on his first day. Guess he wants to prove that he really did graduate. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to age up Cindy and Bill so they'll become adult, and age up Olivia and Don to become elders in another episode that will happen, and also age up Donna and Debbie and their two imaginary friends made real to become young adults, as well as Clark, of course. Donna and Debbie do have more to learn and many more books to read before they will be able to age up, especially Debbie because she's going to be eventually moving to Vice City as well. And the other thing we're waiting for is Lola. She skipped school one day and her grades went way down, and she still hasn't got back up till grade A at school, and she needs to do that before I will age her up. I thought we'd better include the horses in this video just for a moment. They're enjoying themselves at home. Rocket Pony wasn't very happy because he was needing exercise, and now he's chasing the ball around. Patch Pony's just watching. Patch often needs more exercise. Olivia and her granddaughter Denise are sitting quietly in the kitchen area there. Denise is reading a book. All seems to be peaceful there at the moment. I think that Olivia should be cleaning up some of those dirty plates though. And there's little Bindi. And I think I see Cindy there in her nightwear at the other table. I saw a message that Oliver was getting into trouble for being too close to a chasm, and they thought they're on a school excursion to the graveyard. And so I went to have a look and found the graveyard okay, but I never saw any children. They were in the mausoleum and they stayed there till I got tired of waiting for them to come out. So I'll just show you the graveyard. There it is. I think children can find a magic lamp in the mausoleum, and I've noticed that Donna has got a magic lamp in her inventory. She's had it for ages, even since she was a child, so I suppose that must be where she got it, because the children often go to the graveyard on a school trip. The teens have just come home from school. They're doing their homework, and Denise and her mother Cindy are there just saying hello to each other. And I decided that Daryl should go and get a job. He already had the gardening job, but his lifetime wish is to be a master magician. So I sent him to the coffee shop where he can talk to the proprietor and join the magician career. I found that Sims that I don't actually play actively, because they're in another household, tend to get to the top of the magician career faster than Sims that I'm actively playing. So hopefully he will get there on his own, because he's going to move to Vice City soon. I decided his stage name could have 3 Ds in it, and it became Double Daring Daryl.
Oh, tap this up so soon.
I came across Coco Cat playing in the toilet. Oh dear. This was the toilet on the ground floor just near the kitchen. I got tired of the endless shenanigans in the nursery with babies being constantly moved between cots. And I thought the quicker they age up to toddler, the sooner they'll learn their toddler skills, and then the sooner I'll be able to make them age up to child. So only Cindy and Bill were around at the time. That's their mother and father. And Cindy had little Eunice, and she blew out the candle and then put Eunice on the floor to spin into her toddler form, and then she did the same for little Damien. Unfortunately, when she put him on the floor, and he lay there for a while, and then the game sort of exploded. So I had to shut it down using Task Manager because it was just stuck there. Couldn't do anything. And it was squeak, constant loud shriek. So I had to just close it down. I had this bit of video, so I used that the second time through. I just used Master Controller to trigger age transition for both of them. Fortunately, she turned out looking the same both times, and he never got into his toddler form in the original, so it didn't matter. So it wasn't a totally uneventful birthday party. They did age up, and we now have a pair of toddlers in the household, and they're going to start learning their toddler skills. The only thing I'd lost was them aging up, so it was all good. And I used the video that I'd recorded before the game crashed. Do you know what happened? It took me forever to get Don to get to his goal of celebrated 5-star chef, because every time Olivia had a baby, and she didn't have any twins, she had a whole lot of babies one at a time. So Don was always at home looking after the babies, and Olivia would just go straight back to work, and she got her lifetime wish in no time, which was culinary librarian. But Don, he just had to keep staying home and missing work. And the same thing's now happening with Cindy and Bill. Bill's trying to get his lifetime wish of celebrated 5-star chef, but Cindy goes straight back to work when she gives birth, and Don gets almost 2 weeks off work. So it's just putting him back when he should be working on his lifetime wish. Hope he gets it soon. At least she won't be having any more babies. She's currently at level 7 in her career in the science facility. She wants to be a creature robot crossbreeder and needs to get to level 10 in that career. And Bill is in a culinary career, and he's currently level 7 in that career, and he needs to get to level 10 to be the celebrated 5-star chef and get his lifetime wish as well. So it looks like Riley has taken over the job of holding Damien for his candle blowing out. He's just blown out his candle and his cake, and he's got a whole lot of household members that suddenly turned up to celebrate him aging up to a toddler. Of course, we had a big crash, so we won't see him spin into his toddler form. It was a bit sad. After the end of the party, Don remembered his steak plants and went to check to see if he harvested a few. Could he get to 10 outstanding steaks? And he did. And by the way, the ones he fertilized definitely got to outstanding faster than the ones that he didn't fertilize when he first planted the steaks. So when he had his 10 steaks in his pocket, he headed off to the restaurant to deliver them, and then he got his 6 omni plant seeds and the ability to plant the omni plant seeds. Meanwhile, back at home, Don's granddaughter Denise needed to complete her fishing skill, and she got to level 10 quite quickly once she started fishing in the wishing well down in the basement where they have their birthday parties. And she just stayed there and fished for a while just for the fun of it. And she was now level 10 at fishing. Couldn't get any more fishing skill. She's been trying to get as much skill as possible before she moves to Vice City, because once she gets there, she's on her own. She may gain some skills while I'm not playing her, but she won't probably gain a lot of skill during that time. And while Denise was indoors fishing in the wishing well, her imaginary friend made real, Riley, was outdoors painting in the dark. A sort of a little bit of light there, I think. And then I remembered that he had an opportunity from work that he needed to complete before he went to work next morning. He had to wash 5 dishes, so he left painting for a while to go back into the kitchen to wash his 5 dishes. And then he went back outside to finish that painting. And as soon as the painting was finished, he put it into his inventory because he's about to move to Vice City and he'd like to put his own paintings on the walls to decorate his new home because he's going to be living on his own and he'll have his own house. There is a romance going on between Riley and Denise, but I'm not sure if they want to stay together or not, so I'm not going to put them together in the same house, but they will live next door to each other, so they'll know where each other is. But we'll see them move in the next episode. They won't move this episode. And while he was outdoors and had taken his painting and put it into his inventory, he noticed that the pet food bowl wasn't very full, so he decided he'd refill it, probably for the last time, because he's not going to have any pets where he's going in Vice City. And Denise's twin brother, Daryl, who just joined the magician career, went to the festival grounds to play his magic for tips. He's hoping that he will get some money out of this as well as gain skill towards his master magician lifetime wish. He's going to have to do most of that work in Vice City though. Might be fun for the folks at Vice City to have a magician to entertain them when we're not playing their world. I've just realised, actually I always knew it would happen, I've got aging turned off in all of the other worlds while we're playing in any particular world. So all of the Sims that move to Vice City are staying at much the same age. They only age while we're actually actively playing Vice City. So they're mainly all pretty much the same age, even though they should have been, some of the first ones that went there should have been probably quite a lot older than the later ones that are going there. The only way to solve that problem would be for me to stay in Vice City for several days and play the game there. And I might do that in a future episode, but not in this one or the next one. When he stopped playing for tips, he went for an adventure through the haunted house, and one of the magic gnomes, a cackling Knackerbell, the autumn gnome, snuck into his inventory. So when he moves to Vice City, he'll have a gnome to accompany him in his home. We'll see him put that into his house next episode. I thought you might like to see the toddlers after they've had their makeovers. For some reason, little Damien got stuck into the playpen and he played with the abacus for a while, so I suppose that's given him a bit of logic skill, but it wasn't working on his proper toddler skills. Eunice got straight into the peg box. She completed that, and then she completed the xylophone, and this was all before Byron came into the nursery and let Damien out of the playpen. Then he played with the peg box that's hiding behind that walker for a while, and he completed that, and now that Byron has got up from playing with the xylophone with Eunice and is teaching her the walk, that's the opportunity that Damien has had to run across and play with the xylophone. In the next episode, Byron will be heading off to Vice City with Denise, Daryl and Riley. So that's the end of the video. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a like, and I do hope you have enjoyed it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, it would be a really good idea if you did, and thanks a lot to those who have subscribed. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Bye bye for now, and happy simming.